did the jump thing. You'll have to let me know if it does the weird audio thing. Hello, Grace. Hello, CJ. How are you doing? Hello, everybody. Let me go ahead and zoom a little bit. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Hello, how are we doing? Welcome. Welcome to our third Wacky Wednesday. Very excited to see people here already. Grace popping in, CJ popping in, and oh, CJ, there was something I was going to try to remember to tell you. Hello, Janet. How's it going? CJ, what was I going to try to remember to? Oh, I remember. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Janessa, and I'm North Dakota's Trash Queen of Glam, Geek, and Gore. Welcome to Wacky Wednesday number 3, where we are going to be doing red foundation. We've got some red options. We're going to take a look. That looks orange in the monitor. But we are going to, in the monitor, just in the phone. I'm trying to act all fancy. But welcome. Hello, everybody. If you have not already subscribed, if you're not part of the family, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Stick around. We'd love to have you. I'm North Dakota's Trash Queen of Glam, Geek, and Gore. And tonight, for our colorful foundation look, before we get into it, I have to mention to CJ, because I had tried one time, and I don't know what happened, because I was like, I remembered not liking it. And I remember saying there was some live stream where we were talking about Gatorade Zero, and you were saying that you liked the one that was like cucumber lime. And I remember I had tried that one, and I just had such a like negative impression of it. I don't know why, and I was just like, oh, really? So the other day I was at the gas station, and I decided to pick up some Gatorade Zero, and they were having a like buy two get one free deal. So I did. Hello, Mama Champagne. How are you doing? Um, they were having a 2 for 1, like buy two get one free. And so I was like, you know what? I like the blues, and I was gonna get a grape, and then I was like, you know what? Let me give this cucumber lime one another chance. And maybe it's just that it was almost like 90 some degrees. It was disgusting. It was so awful. And like, it was so refreshing. It was so refreshing. I was like, why didn't I like this? Now, I do think that there's more cucumber and less lime, and I kind of wish it would tip the other way. I love lime as a flavor. I think it's an underappreciated flavor. And so I wish there would have been more lime flavor. But I was like, I like cucumber water. Why didn't I like this? And I can't tell you why I didn't like it, because I had it this time and I thought it was delightful. So my apologies to you for the cucumber lime Gatorade slander that I've perpetrated, perpetrated by the Chinese. Why would Xi Jinping want to flood my basement and rust my Bowflex? Show me the receipts. I love my Rudolph. So good. Some of you have no idea what that is, and it makes me laugh. But it's from Kimmy Schmidt, which is a funny, funny show. We used to pick up cucumber sodas that used to be around here, and that's probably why we like it. Yeah, and I like cucumber, but I wanted a little bit more lime. I love that zesty lime. Oh, I love it. So we are gonna do a red foundation look. So let me show you what I have that we will pretend, perhaps and perchance, be playing with. I did get a haircut. I did lesbian too close to the sun. Um, it's growing on me, and hopefully it'll keep growing because somehow it got way short. Like I was thinking maybe to like right here, and I think it just got shorter than I anticipated. But I've gone from being a lesbian math teacher to now I'm like a lesbian community organizer slash weekend performance artist. Which I'm kind of okay with the light pink. I kind of like that. So we've got some red. So this is from Sunset Makeup. This is their red foundation. We also have from Sunset Makeup. This is their red metallic. Now this you can see even comparing here, because this says red, right? Yeah. I look at this and I see such an orange shade. So we're gonna maybe, I wasn't planning to do metallic tonight, but maybe we'll do a little bit of maybe we'll do a little bit of a mixture of those. I do also have some pink in case I need to use that to lighten it. I do have from Sunset Makeup the pink here. This is from Glisten. And then I do have a red concealer from Sunset Makeup. And then from Glisten, I do have white and black. So if we want to try to get crazy with mixing some things, we could do that. Yes, the pink is almost gone. Arctic Fox, I don't really recommend it. I have not had a great experience. The color generally has gone from the like vibrant pink that it started with. It would take like a week to be down to like this. Now this is basically the end stage, so I can either bleach this or put color on it. I'm just gonna keep this kind of pastel pink. I don't mind it the way it is, and even if all the like pinky kind of goes away, it might look more of like a silvery blonde. So I am all about that. Hello, you better get yourself some ginger ale, eat some crackers, Amar, because we're just getting started and it's only going to get crazier and queerer from here. So, yes, we are going to have a good time. And I haven't been loving these. If I can, I do have to say, I did love the yellow one when I did the Pac-Man look for that photo shoot. But when I've been playing with the Glisten, like pressed powders, I feel like sometimes it darkens the shade of the foundation more than I want it to. But I do have a pink and I do have a red of the Spectra set pressed powders. So we have a couple of those to go with. Um, Cucumber lime. It could be about the cucumber lime as well. Although they would be wrong, and I was wrong. Again, I tip my hat. I'm so glad that I decided. Communist homosexuality. No, my dear M60 Gunner. I bet you have a huge penis and you use it all the time. Um, I just have to say that's. I am not a communist. I am a socialist. There is a difference. I'm much more of a socialist than a communist, but at least I'm not a fascist or a fascist bootlicker. So that's where we are. But hello, welcome. Thanks for the engagement. The algorithm isn't a picky bitch. So yeah, so we are going to do some red. I also have a red Spectra base or a Spectra paint. They all have Spectra names from Glisten. So we have the red Spectra paint, and I have a red Spectra pencil. Just Spectra pencil, no Spectra line or anything. Communism and socialism are close. They are similar. They have some similarities. That is true, but they are not the same. And so to call a socialist a communist is not accurate. But yes, they are similar. They share some similarities, and both of them have many better ideas than the tangerine twat that's in charge of our country right now. So, because I have a feeling that might be where you're going. So let's go ahead. What do we want to do? What do we want to do? I think we're gonna do maybe like a smoky dark look. I think I'm gonna keep it very like devilish. Let's play into the red. Let's play into it and do like a red face. And then I've even got, I don't know if they'll fit in the wig, but I have a couple of these little like, we'll have to see if I can find a wig that it'll work with. But I do have these little barrettes that are like little devil horns. How cute is that? You're actually a fake socialist. Well, whatever you need to believe. I'm not saying I'm a complete socialist, but I'm definitely more socialist than too many people who throw around communists don't know what it means. That's true. There's a lot of people who throw around words they don't understand what they mean. Hello, A Success World. I'm good. How are you? I'm sorry if I got that wrong. I don't have my glasses on, which is a challenge, and so trying to read is not great. My mother did bore me, so I quit listening and became as I should be. Yeah. Not my mom. My mom doesn't bore me. My mom makes me giggle all the time because we have adventures, and sometimes she's a little bit silly. Can't be a socialist living in the U.S. You can. Political ideals. You can hold political ideals regardless of where you are. You need to knock it off here pretty soon with the socialist, communist, whatever bullshit. Um, or we're just going to block you. You're welcome to stay if you want to hang out and be in the vibe of colorful makeup. You are absolutely welcome to do that. But my patience is very, very short. Hello, people are saying hello. Good. So do I want to just right away just jump in and mix these two and see what we get? Should I do a little like, should it be like painting? No, you can't go live in a socialist country and then we'll talk. No, I don't have to do that. I know my identity better than you ever will. So again, this is kind of your last warning. So unless you want to get booted, you could either take yourself out. We love it when the trash takes itself out. Or you can just like simmer the fuck down. I can be quite amusing at times, usually at my own. Yeah, my favorite. So there's this great video from Facebook, and I think I might have put it on my website. I can't remember, but we got sent an internet friend sent me a couple of pumpkin spice things for us to try. Some pumpkin spice coffee and these pumpkin spice Lindor truffles. And so we were going to try them on a Facebook Live. I used to do Facebook Live all the time, and now I'm here on YouTube because this Facebook Live does not care anymore. And so we were getting ready, and I like smelled mine. I was like, it just smells like chocolate. And Mama Champagne, like, she's like, well, I'm not gonna smell mine. And then she like looks around and then smells it. And that video makes me laugh because I could not stop laughing. It was so funny. Yeah, Mama Champagne is a fun time. So we always enjoy her. She's a little bit sassy sometimes, and we enjoy that. So I think, and I had a metal palette. Where did my metal palette go? Where did you go? What's happening? I had a little metal palette. I was going to just kind of mix these. What did I see? I'm in the process of organizing, and I never like finish organizing. Let me also make sure I'm on all messages so that if I can see if there's anybody that I need to boot. But yeah, so looks like we've got okay. So as usual, I can never find the thing that I want. So we're just going to what's my best option? I mean, I can do it on the back of my hand. In the interest of not constantly being stained, I was trying to avoid that. Hello, Alex. How's it going? Hello, welcome, welcome. Yeah, so I'm just going to mix some on the back of my hand. These are both from Sunset. This is the red. And these airless pumps. I'm forever just like clearly what I had the lesson I haven't learned is I should just go into my colorful foundation drawer and I should just while I've been telling all these stories, I've been here for 12 minutes. I could have been pumping these the whole time. I just need to go into the drawer and pump them all until the airless pump engages. What is going on? Come on now. Come on. Usually it's the glisten ones that fight me. Usually the sunset ones are not too bad. And then my finger gets tired, so then I have to switch hands, but it's like, but I want it to shoot out onto the other hand. Oh, I heard a little squish. Oh, there we go. Yep, we're starting to get some color. We're going to make a nice pile of the red. It does sort of look like liquidy spaghetti. I like it. Hello, Tina Jones. Welcome, welcome. It's so nice to see you. Welcome. Now we're gonna do some metallic red. Oh, this one. Oh, there we go. This one. Oh, this is very watery. So the other one is a thicker, creamier. This has a little bit more watery, or else it's just the stuff at the top. Maybe the metallic makes it a little bit. Now we've put the sauce on the spaghetti, apparently. Okay. Well, we're gonna see how these mix. I mean, we're having fun time. That's what this is. This is playtime. This is not serious. Everything has to go the way we expect time. So once I mix these, that red looks so orange. It looks so orange. Like it's such a like yellowy orange. Oh, hello, A successful. Well, thank you. I, look at me now because I'm about to get crazy looking because we're about to get full red. I'm going to do a very devilish. I mean, we have somebody calling me a communist homosexual. So we might as well do a devil look. We might as well give in to the fantasy. So yeah, so this I'm kind of trying to mix. I might have mixed too much. We shall see. I dug through my little like disposable sponges, and once I got through that top layer of kind of odd shaped ones, there are a bunch of these more traditional wedge shapes. I do have to. I obviously I've committed to this bit. I've committed to these Wacky Wednesdays. I was looking at my calendar, and I do have a video to film tomorrow. So I hope the staining for work. And so I'm hoping that this doesn't stain too badly. Now, whenever I film for work, I do put on a powder foundation. So even if there's a little bit of staining, if it's something that can be covered up with a powder foundation, I will be fine. But yeah, something that I did not necessarily take into consideration. My hair usually lets go of the pigment pretty quickly. And so I'm not super worried, but it was just something that I was like, oh, I could have maybe planned this better. But I get the scripts when I get them, and so I kind of have to schedule around that. And I thought about trying to sneak in a quick recording before we started recording tonight, but now that my hair is shaved off on the side, I'm like, how far back do I have to go? What's happening? Where does my head stop? What's going on here? This is going on nice and smooth. I do like this kind of more creamy texture as we've like added the more liquidy one into the more creamy one. So I do like that, and I do feel like it's a little bit less patchy on the first application. Now, as I keep going over it and over it and over it, it is going to thin out. There was less product up on the forehead, so that did thin out a little bit, but I do generally like. There we go. Loving this. We did have the weird little jump at the beginning. Is the audio doing that weird in and out thing like it does lately? I don't know what causes that. I would say that it's something with my phone, but it doesn't seem to do that with anything else. And like the YouTube live stream actually reacts, like the YouTube live stream, because it does the little circle thing when it's loading, and then within the first few seconds, it always like then it like either circles once or it like jumps a little bit. Yeah, so the audio's doing it again. So I'm not sure what that is. I haven't been able to figure anything out with what that would be. But just know that if you hang out and if we're here for like 2 hours, um, it'll fix itself at about the 1 hour and 50-minute mark, like it usually does. I don't know why YouTube has such shenanigans. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know why that is. I was just on Facebook Live last night. I hadn't done a Facebook Live in probably months, but I went on to promote Bingo, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And I didn't have any audio issues there, so it's not. It does not seem to be anything with my device. It does seem to be something with YouTube, and I'm not sure. This is giving nice coverage. This red is giving very nice coverage. I like this. I'm glad that the audio is not bad enough that you can't like hear what I'm saying. I mean, I'm a loud donkey voiced bitch anyway, so like not hearing me is not usually a concern, but I'm sorry that for whatever reason YouTube has decided that the audio will be inconsistent and kind of a pain in the ass. It seems that our gunner friend has left us alone, which is probably good. And didn't even have to like say a nasty thing on the way out. I love that. I appreciate that because you know what? Um, I've always said that like when you're in a live stream or you're something, number one, it's free content on the internet. You don't have to be there, and like it's not an airport. You don't have to announce your departure. Like that's fine. You can just go. And it seems like they just went. And so I appreciate that they at least like they were on board with that part of it of like, you know what? You don't have to announce anything. You can just go. It's free content on the internet. If you don't want to be here, you don't have to be here. Yeah, yes, CJ, I have such colorful descriptions of myself and my way of presenting to the world. And a lot of that I have to say comes from years of like hosting drag shows. I don't just perform in drag shows. I also host a lot of them. And that's one thing that like as I was going through and as I was like figuring out, okay, who do you want to be as like an event host and things, is that I do like to poke fun at the audience a little bit, and I like to sometimes push some boundaries and things like that. Nothing like super edge lord. Like, don't worry, nobody's gonna come out with like old tweets of me being absolutely reprehensible or anything. None of that kind of edge lordy kind of stuff. But like I do like to kind of play with the audience a little bit, and I'm a little bit raucous and a little bit raunchy. And I was like, I've always I think that it's always better. I think you have more leeway to kind of tease the audience and play with them if you show that like anybody is a target, including yourself. And so I have no problem being self-deprecating and like including little jokes about myself and things like that. in my commentary and in my hosting type stuff. I don't really want to call it comedy because I don't it's not the same as like stand-up comedy. It's in a similar sort of vein, but it's for a different purpose. Hello, Tanya. Hello, hello. Everybody saying hello. Yeah, I was taking personal affront to Soldier Boy. I'm sure he thinks no queer folk have ever served our country with honor back when at least the illusion. Yeah, yeah. It was just like, get out of here. And then trying to like lecture me about how you can't live in the US and be a communist or a socialist or whatever. And it's like, you absolutely can. Like, what are you talking about? That's the kind of weird, like, sort of cult behavior that I don't get. There's so many cult behaviors of all these, like, Trumpster fire supporters that I don't get. But the one that really gets me is that, like, they seem to think that, like, if you live in a place that you can never well it's always one-sided, right? They always feel like other people can't be critical because if you're critical then just leave. If you don't like it, you go somewhere else. And it's like, no, part of why we like America or did like America is that you are free to express your opinion and be part of the political process. That's why I mean, from way back, and it's happened before that, but like all the way back to the Dixie Chicks. Sorry, they're just the Chicks now. Sorry, muscle memory. But with the Chicks, when Laura Ingraham, that stupid. Sorry, before I get real up in her business, I'll just ignore her. But when she told the Chicks that, like, oh, shut up and sing, and it's like, well, in it, and like this idea that if you are a musician or you're a public figure, you don't get to have an opinion about politics or about what's going on. And of course, she only meant liberal, democratic, whatever celebrities. They don't get to have an opinion because they have celebrities and musicians on all the time that agree with them. So somehow that's the problem with like the Republicans is they seem to think that like you get to have an opinion as long as your opinion is the same as mine. And everybody else is like, well, if you don't like it, then just leave. If you don't like it, just leave. If you don't like it, just leave. Like, ugh. It's so stupid. But that whole like shut up and sing, it's like, no, 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 I don't think so. Like, in addition to being musicians, they are also citizens, which means they have the right to criticize and critique the government. Isn't Soldier Boy a one-hit wonder? Why is he so relevant? Oh, no, no, no. There was somebody who had a name that was like Gunner 70 or something. That's who Soldier Boy is, not Soldier Boy. No, I mean you. Is that the Watch Me Whip? Watch Me Nay Nay? Or is that the Superman? Is that Soldier Boy? Clearly Nana doesn't. That is from like my younger era, so I should know it better than that. But yeah, Gunner dude in here earlier who wanted to start crowd. Yeah, that's funny. And we don't have to talk about that moment ever again. I mean, you, yeah. Watch me whip. Watch. Is that like Superman? Like, is that the Whip Nene song? I don't know. I'm not cool like that. Let's go ahead. This is pretty good. I mean, I've been adding to the coverage, but I haven't had to like let this sit and do a specific like second coat. I've just been kind of going over it back and forth, but this is good coverage for having gone over it. Like the neck, I'm not being as like specific with the neck. I'll probably touch up the neck when I change into the dress and like go to take photos and film TikToks and stuff. But yeah, this is not bad. Not bad. Yep. Okay. I thought y'all meant the rapper. I'm late, and I'm like, no, don't worry, Tanya. Like, I got lost too. I started making up songs, and I got the right. So they are the same song. That is really, yeah. It does look really orange on camera. I do have to say, it does look more red in person. But it is looking a little bit orange on. Yeah, because I mean that reddish orange foundation that I mixed in. Yeah, it's definitely like an orangey red. And I thought that too, and I was like, did I grab the wrong one? And then I went back into the drawer, and I was like, oh no, that's orange. Okay, so then once you put orange next to it, it starts to look. more red, but it is very tomato. I'm ready to attack as a killer tomato. I'm ready to star in the sequel. Somebody call my agent, which is Mama Champagne. Somebody call her and tell her you want to cast me in a film. That's now that Mama Champagne is retired. I just was thinking about this the other day, and I was like, you know what, Mama Champagne could be my like unpaid intern personal assistant. I think that sounds lovely, Mama Champagne. I think that would be fabulous. I think we should work something out. I think you should be my unpaid personal assistant. I'm also wiping this off my hand to see how badly it stains. I mean, the first not too bad so far. That was one like real kind of heavy wipe. that they will get very far calling me. Yeah, we'll get you like hooked up with social media so that you can figure out and you can help with some of my like social media posts. I think that yeah, I think there's some potential here. Um, I think I'm always looking to utilize your time, whether it's crafting or now if we can find other ways where I can take advantage of your free time. I'm here for it. I am here for it. Let's go ahead. I'm not going to use I'm going to throw this sponge away. These sponges also, if I leave them sitting here, I end up putting hands on them and things like that, and then I touch everything and it's bad. The unpaid part isn't quite as appealing as you think it is. That's true, but you know that's what happens. Ask Linda. Linda was only making $8.50 an hour, so she got paid a little bit, but even for that, she didn't think it was great. Let's go into this concealer and see what this does. And we'll use this just like we would use a concealer. This is closer to the color than I would have imagined looking at that. That's odd. I mean, there's definitely product coming out, but it's like, it's not, or maybe it's just mixing immediately into the foundation. Hmm. And a little bit of this and a little bit of that. This foundation is coming together very nicely, very quickly. We might do some gems today. We might have time to do a little bit of like gem work. And then we can do just like a really glam devil kind of look. I'm here for it. Maybe we'll get some of our like bad trolls stopping in at the end when I'm looking very devilish, and then we can debate socialism versus communism again. I don't, you know what? Thank you for the engagement. I always say the algorithm isn't a picky bitch, and neither am I. And, you know, that's a perfect example. Like all of those comments count as engagement. And so it tells the algorithm, let's send this out to more people. So I'm here for it. Because obviously, him telling me that I cannot. And I know I shouldn't assume gender, but it's always a man. Come on. People who argue like that, and when they have like M60 gunner, like that's a man. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So sorry to profile. I'm so sorry to like give in to that. But sometimes, occasionally, sometimes things are a stereotype because they're true. It's always a man. It's not always a man being a hateful troll. There are some hateful women out there too. Like let's not get that twisted. I've had some Karens stop into the live streams before, but they attack in different ways. So you can often tell them apart. There we go. Not too bad. We're getting a little bit. I mean, it's not like Jacqueline Hill level lightning. Like I'm not getting the full like influencer triangle highlight down the nose, but I'm not hating it. But yeah, it's not showing up very different. Maybe it just like because it then gets as you apply it, it like shears out a little bit. But it's giving me a little bit of that. It's got a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Um, That's why I forget where I heard it first, but now I've started to hear other comedians or other people say when they're like, I think it was Eliza Schlesinger's where first heard it. Maybe it was one of her specials where she was talking about like, and some people got upset. People, men. And I'm like, that's how I feel so much in the world. Like, I don't know what it is about my TikTok. That TikTok algorithm is aggressive. Is aggressive. If you watch one video like twice in a row because you maybe wanted to see if there was something that you missed, TikTok decides that's your personality now. And like literally 60% of everything it's going to recommend to you in your scroll is going to be like blueprints of that. And I don't know. And then sometimes it throws in some weird shit that they think is related to that. And like I have been getting so many like videos lately of like mansplainers like trying to explain. And I'm just like, I can't take it. I can't take it. I can't take it at all. There we go. I do like that. I wish I had a little bit more, but I don't think I want to go into the pink foundation. I think that's going to be too much. What if, since this is kind of orange, I mean, like I said, it definitely is more red in person. Do we dare? Fam, do we dare? Do we dare go over this with the red? Let's do the forehead. Because the forehead, who cares about the forehead, right? Like most of it's going to be under the wig. I've got a big old 5 head. The wig comes a fair bit down. So let's put some of this powder onto the 5 head and let's just see what it does to the color. I mean, that looks like a contour already. So I'm like, I'm a little nervous. There's not, but it does make it more red. It does make it more red. Dare, yeah. Yeah, I think this is going to help. And I do have the pink one as well. So that I can use a little bit of the pink powder if I want to. And maybe I'll just stay out of, like, I won't go directly on those areas where I highlighted. I'll just kind of go around them. Oh, I do think that that gives it a little bit more of a red tone. I am looking like a drop of ketchup. Like a drop of ketchup. Oh, my Lord. Hello, D-Mish. My friend Caleb loves your vids. Can you shout him out? Hello, Caleb. Shout out to you. We thank you for your support. I don't know when I started to say something and then it just went right out of my brain, but shout out to you. Um, Shout out to this powder that is doing the work I need it to do. This, okay, I'm liking it this time. Sometimes I'm back and forth on these powders. I'm not sure. And I'm going to go over the whole face, actually. And I think what I will do is then I might use that pink powder and try to go lightly because I'm so good at subtlety. I'm going to try to go a little bit lighter and go over the highlight areas and see if that gives us a little bit more. This is definitely looking, I am looking like ketchup. I am looking like ketchup. Hello, Don. How's it going? We're I mean, this is what we're doing. This is Wacky Wednesday. This is what Wacky Wednesday is all about. I need to start painting some faces when I'm not just doing colorful foundation. It's lucky that like whenever I film, I always film lots of TikToks because otherwise my TikTok would just be me in colorful foundation because it's been a hot second since I painted a look and filmed anything with it that was not this, that was not green or orange or any of these other. Hello, Dion. Hello. Gonna put you on TV while I eat dinner. We'll have a lovely, scrumptious dinner. I don't know what I'm gonna make when I get home. I have not decided. I am already hungry, so that's unfortunate. I secretly, I have to say, I generally enjoy my life post divorce. I am a fan. Um, and trust me, every time I open a dating app, I remember how much more I like being single than being out in those shark infested waters. But the one thing I miss, my ex husband, one of his jobs, he worked at Domino's Pizza. And can I tell you how much I would love a fucking Domino's Pizza right now? I would love, they have their like, and like any toppings you want, like up to 7 toppings, and you can get the stuffed crust for $9.99. Like I just want a Domino's pizza. Maybe it's because I look like marinara. Everybody said hello, hello, Joe. How are you doing? I can't wait to go home next Monday and have homemade meals again. Yes, yes. Bertucci's Italian. Yummy, yummy. Yeah, pizza sounds so good. Everybody's saying hello. Make sure I didn't miss anything else. That's what I just, as I was saying, I looked. It's like, because you look like pizza sauce, bitch. Like, that's why you're hungry for a pizza. But that stuffed crust Domino's does sound really freaking good. It sounds so good. Oh, if only. If only. It is very pizza sauce. And especially because it's looking more orange in the camera, it does look like, because pizza sauce has that, like, because there's also a little bit of oil in it, and it's got a little bit of a glossy shine to it, and it looks a little bit orangey. This is very tomato sauce. Ah. Oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Oh, knocking over white foundation. It's okay. Oh, that's gives a whole new meaning to pizza face. Like it just. So now I'm gonna go into the pink. The pink. I'm upset apparently. I'm gonna go into the pink. I can add some pepperoni slices after the live. Yeah. Let's see what the pink powder. Oh, I like that. It's not perfectly blending, but I think it's enough to give me like a little bit of highlight. That's a real aggressive. It looks like I'm baking. Um, which I kind of am, I guess. I'm putting a lot of powder on and on top of powder, so it's just kind of because I already had powder there. Now this is like sitting on top a little bit, so it looks. Oh, okay, it's getting a little. Let's not get out of hand. Let's not get crazy. Let's not get crazy. I say looking like this. So let me go ahead. Finally making the pizza face. Yes. I just it hadn't clicked to me that like that's why I was craving Domino's pizza is because I looked like pizza sauce. Oh, and now I do just want Domino's pizza. Oh, there we go. It's a little bit. I probably should start doing the eye look and we can fuss with more of the face later. I am just going, but I can never just leave well enough alone. That is my nature. And so I'm going to go back into this a little bit and I'm just going to kind of dab, 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 dab. Did anybody remember that video going into the YouTube archive of the girl who had her dad do her voiceover? And he's like, you just dab this on the, just dab, 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 just dab, dab, dab. It was so funny. I should see if I can find that again because I really liked that. It was really cute and wholesome. And every once in a while, I need that to balance the evil in my life. So just trying to tamp it down a little bit. Just dab, dab, dab. No, I'm not going to be able to get that out of my head. So, yeah. We'll do a little bit of this and then I can fuss with the face later because I'm going to try to do some sort of blush. I've got a couple of ideas for a blush, but I did just want a little bit of lightening under the eyes. So there we go. All right, perfect. Let's do. Does anybody remember Trish McAvoy? Should I make it? That name sounds familiar, and I cannot place it. I know I didn't have products from that line. I don't remember. I don't. That name sounds familiar, but not as like a makeup line. So I didn't have any of the products. I don't believe. But okay, decision time. I think I want to go dark. I think I want to do smoky. I think we're gonna stick with Blend Bunny. Blend Bunny has been. What do we have? I haven't played with this yet. The Diablo palette. What's happening here? I mean, it does have a huge pan of matte black shadow. It has a black shimmer, and I want to do kind of a smokily, girl, English degree, smoky look, shadow makeup line. There's a guy on IG and he makes fun of influencers like tapping on everything. Oh, that packaging. I do love this packaging. This like squishy, I don't know if you can tell, it's like a squishy, yeah, look at that. It's like a vinyl that squishes. I love it. I don't often do like a smoky look. I'm trying to decide because the one thing is that like black pigment is an aggressive pigment. So if you are thinking about using black to like darken, or if you're thinking to do a smoky eye, what I usually recommend to people is like if you're going to use like a black eyeshadow, especially like a very pigmented black eyeshadow, use it last because black pigment will take over very quickly. That's why when I was like, oh, I've got these where I can mix the foundation if I want, I was also like, but do you though? Do you wanna? Because again, it's so easy to go overboard, and like I am not good with subtlety. So it's very easy for me, particularly, to go overboard. Let me get a fluffy-ish paddle brush like that. They redid Dollhouse artwork and I want it, but I already have it. I think they might have, did they change some of the shades? I think it's maybe, or maybe it's just rearranged. I don't really know. I do want to get Dollhouse eventually. I've been very good about not, I haven't been doing much shopping lately, so that's, I feel good. This is Diablo. This is the title shade. I'm going to do like just a sweep of this over my eye. Oh, I was gonna. Okay, wait. Now that I've filled up this entire fucking brush, I've got the Spectra paint. Oh, and they reformulated too, I believe. So maybe I need it. I'm gonna need it at some point. With Blend Bunny, I'm eventually gonna get all of them, and usually I get them right away. Ooh, this is untouched, still foil sealed. We're gonna break the virgin seal. Love it. Okay, get off my finger. All right, I'm gonna put some on the back of my hand. And this, because I'm always wondering about like colored primers and color bases and stuff. But this one, since I'm going to do red and black, I think it's fine if we have like a red. If I was trying to do some other color, I would either maybe do like a white, or if I wanted to stick in the like skin tone area, I would do like a pink to lighten it up. But I think since we're going to try to go vampy, we're going to try to go kind of devilish. I think having a full on red color base is just fine. Ooh, ooh. I'm never that girly who does just like the glossy lids, but there's something about this that makes me want to just like paint my entire lid in this like kind of glossy red, do like a black wing and be done. Who am I? Who am I? And they reformulate. Yeah, I think they reformulated. I definitely am going to need Dollhouse. I just need to have them all. They're like Pokemon, and I do have to catch them all when it's Blend Bunny. There we go. And it's close enough to the skin tone that I can't. I'm like, did I paint similar shapes? Not that my eyes ever look that close to being sisters or twins, but I love it. In a way, Janessa, is it like collector mentality? Have to have the complete collection kind of thing? Like how? Yes, I do, and I've tried to combat it, and I've gotten a little bit better because I do have kind of a completionist thing, where like there are certain brands where if I've been buying all of them, if a new palette comes out and it doesn't really resonate with me, sometimes I'll be like, "But you have every single one except that one. You should get that one, so you have it." So I do have that completionist drive in me sometimes. But for Blend Bunny, it's also just like I have such love for that brand that I know I'm gonna buy them all because I love that brand. That was the first brand after I got on YouTube that ever sent me PR, and only the second brand ever to send me PR. So like I have a soft spot for them because we just had the conversation. Like it wasn't just sending me a package. Like the conversation that we had over Instagram was just very beautiful and very sweet. And so it was very much a moment that I appreciated. And it just, you can buy my loyalty. You just have to be nice to me. So I love Blend Bunny. And their products are good. Like, that's the thing is, if they were putting out absolute crap, I would be like, oh, great, thanks. But I'm like, I already like love and am obsessed with their products. So then when she also was like, "Can I send you a package?" I was like, yeah, yeah. Like, it's not going to change how I talk about you because I already tell everybody. I have sold so many Blend Bunny palettes when I was doing my drag queen workshop. That was one thing because I had messaged Maggie, the owner of Blend Bunny, and I worked out a deal with her where she gave me a really good deal on a bulk order of the blends palette so that when I did the drag queen boot camp, everybody got a blends palette as part of their like class registration. And I had a bunch of stuff. I like raided their clearance section and I made sure that everybody got some brushes and some lashes and some other like little Blend Bunny things. And so and in the workshop, a couple people, like when we were on breaks in the workshop, they were like, I just ordered the plastic palette, or I just ordered this, or I just ordered that. So, like, so it worked out. Like, I knew that people did end up also shopping from those workshops. So I was glad that worked out the way that it did. Thanks. I was just curious because I had to work hard to break. Yes, breaking those habits is tough. And like right now, I'm shopping less because I am just like with the like I didn't go to Bismarck Pride, so that was a huge like blow to my usual expected income. The Grand Forks shows are on pause for now until I think they're going to start maybe up again at Pride, or at least there's going to be a show at Pride. But to like and I also like sell jewelry, but like everybody else is hurting financially as well. So like people aren't buying as much jewelry. And so it's just like the income that was there is not at the same level. So I'm trying to buy less. And so like some of it has been a little bit of like austerity measures that we have put in place. And so that has helped. But there's some of them where I'm like, once that bonus hits, I'm going to Blend Money. We're gonna get a dollhouse. I'm probably gonna go to Trixie and get that whatever the wedding collection is called. We might get Summerween. We'll have to see. You're so generous. Yeah. Made Gouda cheese mac and cheese tonight. Oh, Joe, that sounds so good. Oh, my face doesn't look like mac and cheese, but now I'm hungry for that too. I still would take a pizza, looking like a pizza. Barb Kellner. I got a pizza eating business. Melissa McCarthy on SNL when she was Barb Kellner trying to get a loan to open her pizza eating business. Sometimes the weirdest things just pop into my head. Okay. I think that'll work for now. Hello, Dominic. It's Donald Trump. No, this is not quite as orange. It is a little bit orange. It's more red in person, but it's not actually. But I do, it's not Donald Trump, but it is like relevant to like Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell because I do look a little bit like the devil. And we know that they're having a reunion in some place very warm right now. So it's easy to get confused. I can see how you would make that mistake. But yeah, so we've got some red eyeshadow on. Smoky looks make me so nervous. I don't know why I'm so nervous. Where I'm just like, do we want to do the black shadow? No, I should do some shimmer before I do the black shadow. But I'm also just like, let's just. I also want to delete that name. Remove, delete the comments so we don't have that name. And Dominic, I love how you had to say it's Trump and then you had to say it's Donald Trump as if we would be like, who? I wonder who they're referencing. I wonder who they're talking about. Sweetheart, my mom is safe down there. What with Graham and McConnell stopping by. Yeah, like it's. I mean, we all know that that whole Mitch McConnell thing is. I mean, I hate to like turn into a conspiracy theorist, but come on now. Come on now. That photo is old and they photoshopped it or AI'd it or whatever they did. But like when you're expecting an announcement about Mitch McConnell and you get Lindsey Graham, I saw somebody who posted they're like when you're expecting Mitch McConnell and you get Lindsey Graham, it's sort of like ordering a chocolate chip cookie and getting snickerdoodle. I'm not mad, I'm just surprised. And I was like, yeah, that feels accurate. That feels accurate. Like there's nothing I'm not mad about it. Mitch has got yes, he has to be. This whole like where they were trying to like everybody claiming that they had like 20-minute conversations with him. And then they put out that photo where he is visibly younger. And now there is a Republican senator who has said, and I don't know if they've confirmed this, but he's like, I'm pretty sure that's an old photo. And it would make sense because it looks like he's like 10, 15 years younger. Gallows humor. She was horrible in ways, but I love her. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I smell what you're stepping in. So yeah, I just am like, but I don't believe it for a second that I mean, Mitch McConnell has been dying in front of us for months. For months. I mean, falling down and like losing consciousness and having to be like whisked away in the middle of press conferences. There's something about some of these people who are in Congress who just refuse to leave. If you're talking about, so Don, if you're talking about the one where he's in the bed with his wife next to him and he's got the paper and it's supposedly like that day's paper or whatever, like, of course he looks old because he's fucking old. But look at that picture next to a picture of him from like the week before he was rushed to the hospital and he looks visibly younger. So if you see a comparison, I mean, yes, he looks old because he's been old for a long time because he's 900 fucking years old. But like, if you look at those pictures next to each other, you can see that it's like, so has Putin, right? My mom believes Putin has a double. Yeah, yeah. So I just, some of these people, they just will not leave on both sides of the aisle. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's so crazy. And so we're just watching, like, our Senate, like, our whole Congress is like a care home at this point. Like, it's so we can't afford to just like put them in a home, so we send them off to Congress and let staffers take care of them. Like, what is happening in this country? It's insane. I'd go in the hospital with CPR being performed if you can guarantee I'd look 10 to 15. Yeah, that, yeah, exactly. And all the stuff where like neighbors have reported that like the paramedics were not rushing. They drove away without sirens, which is not a sign of like we've got somebody who is going to make a comeback. Like that's the kind of behavior you make when you're transporting meat. That's what you do. Why don't they have terms? Yeah, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. Let's get some shimmer on this face. Let's start with. Oh, so I just randomly didn't announce. So this is Sin, and that is the darker. So we had that one first, then this one. Now we're gonna go into Inferno, which is this lighter, because we are gonna smoke this up a lot. So I don't mind if it's a little bit darker. We might bring a little bit of the pink shimmer in a little bit later, just in the inner corner. But let's. Ooh, that's pretty. That's silky. I am going to. This is the wrong brush. What am I even doing? But I am going to spray this a little bit. Uh, Not with a matte setting spray though. What are you doing? What are you? And not with a shimmer spray. Setting spray. Setting spray. Thank you. This is the Trixie setting spray. I don't get it. I want to be snarky and sarcastic at conspiracy theories, but everything that is actually happening these days is so mental. It's a, yeah, like I do feel like I'm becoming a little bit of a conspiracy theorist, but I'm also just like, I mean, that man has been dying in front of our eyes for months, and so to act like, oh no, he's fine. I talked to him for 20. All these Republicans lining up, like nobody can have a picture of him. Nobody else can talk to him directly, but they all come on and they're just like, oh yeah, I had a 20-minute conversation. Notice how like because that's the thing is these Republicans are not that bright because everybody's talking points are the same. Everybody had a 20-minute conversation with him. Like that's the part where it's like, if you're gonna try to fool people, could you be better at it? Because you're not doing a good job, my dudes. You're just when everybody has like a nobody can conveniently get a picture or get him on the phone, but like every Republican in Congress is like having a 20-minute conversation. Like what are you actually talking about? Like what is going on in your brain? Um, what is happening? What is happening? We are in the darkest timeline. Trying to guess what kind of lip you're going to do. Dawn, me too. I have some ideas. I want to see how the lip turns out before I commit. But I have a couple ideas. We have a couple ideas. Because as always, like we know that a black statement lip is beautiful, and if we're going very vampy, very smoky, a black like statement lip could be beautiful. Black with a little bit of maybe like a red shimmer on it could be beautiful. Those could all be gorgeous. However, I was also like, what if we did like the devil but with concealer lips? What about that? Not like the guy that puts Stillwell and vinegar in his yard, claiming he has clear. Yeah, I'm not like stocking up on tinfoil or anything. It's not that kind of conspiracy theory. It's more the stuff of just like I have eyes and a brain that functions. And so it feels conspiracy theorist because they keep lying to us to our faces. That's why we feel crazy and we feel like we're falling into conspiracy theories is because they're trying to make us feel crazy and they're trying to make us doubt. I mean, it's like gaslighting all the time, every day. And so they're just trying to make us believe that like what we can see with our fucking eyes is somehow not true. It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Okay. So there is some red shimmer. Hello. Hey, Joe. Did I miss a Joe? Oh, no, I saw Joe here earlier. A gold lip? Ooh, interesting. Okay. Kind of conspiracy. What? Okay, fair point. Yeah. Gold lip. Hey, Dion. Hello. Everybody saying hello. To listen to all day from customers. I can only imagine. That's why I'm glad I'm not in any kind of like, I don't do any sort of retail anymore. Although I have thought about trying to get like a part-time job at a craft store because I have a like crazy craft project in mind and I kind of want to work somewhere and get a discount and work there long enough to buy all the supplies that I need for the thing and then just like quit in a blaze of glory. So to be continued. We shall see if I decide to do that. But now we're going to go into Forbidden, which is this darker. And once again, I'm just using this one brush. I need to wash brushes so badly. And I need to because my big like photo shoot weekend trip is coming up soon at the beginning of August. So I really should be washing brushes anyway. Ooh, this is going on very black. This looked more burgundy in the pan. Maybe it's because it's over red. Crafting should be fun. Shouldn't be anything too naughty, too nutty. I yeah, I love like big audacious projects, and so like there are times, but then it's also like if you're gonna do that for that project and then quit, it's like well then that better be the project you wanted because what if then like 6 months later I watch another fucking TikTok and then all of a sudden I'm like, ooh, there's only 2 craft stores in my town, so I can only burn so many bridges before I'm out of a discount. So I would have to like make sure that that's the thing that I want. And I keep watching these crafty TikToks, which is my downfall. I should stop doing that because I get ideas. I get ideas. And then I wanna shop. But some of them are like big and crazy. And so I'm like, oh, if I could get a discount on that. Kind of round this down since this is looking very dark. I'm going to round this down onto the edge and maybe I'll use some of the black matte. These are different shapes. Let's see if I can maybe wing that out a little bit. I need a decent sized piece of pink astroturf for a painting idea, but it's ungodly expensive. The project. Yeah, that's the thing is sometimes I see things and I'm just like, by the time because I'll see something that like there's this place I forget like Silky or I can't remember Selkie. but it's these beautiful, like layered dresses, like very Victorian Revolutionary War, like those kind of with the corset top and the floofs on the shoulder, very Beauty and the Beast. But and then just like layers and layers of skirt, and they come in big sizes, and the sizes seem to be legit from what I've looked at. But one of those dresses is like $800, and I sometimes do foolish things, but one dress for $800 is not a foolish thing that I am looking to do right now at this point in my life in the year of our Lord and Savior Kesha 2026. Not looking to do that. So I'm like, oh, I would love it if I could like, but some of those things, like if I worked at a fabric store, not that there are any fabric stores I could work at, like even buying the fabric for that sort of thing, like yeah, I could save a few couple $100 maybe, but I'm just like, and I don't, could I even make it to the level? Like, I can sew, and I used to make a lot of my own costumes, but I make stretchy hooker wear. I make spandex dresses. And so, like, could I even make it? Yes, Mama Champagne, you can exhale the $800 dress, but I'm going to send you some pictures so that you at least know, like, this is exercising a lot of restraint to not do that. Because let me tell you, when I had dead dad money, I was looking at those $800 dresses real hard. And I somehow managed to like, but like one dress. And like, I don't mind paying a little bit more sometimes, not $800 more, but like I will sometimes buy like the fancy drag jewels or whatever, because even though those are specific colors, like they still, you can wear them with different dresses, but like a dress is a dress is a dress. And so once you start wearing that same dress at every show, people start figuring it out. Hello, cheese. Hello. Oh, I'm falling behind on things. Yes, glad to hear that. Hello, cheese. People saying hello, hello. Yes, dead dad money. Mama Champagne rolls her eyes when I say that because she thinks it's not very couth. But I am uncouth. My couth has been freed, and I am now uncouthed. And so, yeah. There we go. But you bought an $1,800 castle for your dolls. That's different. That was like a holy grail wish fulfillment, and that's like a collection thing. That's like a thing that's like in my sort of collection. But like dresses are like, it's costumes, right? So I only wear them for like 4 minutes to do a number. And so even if I did an event where I was in it all day or whatever, it's still like it's such a specific look, it's such a specific garment that I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know if I could do that. I don't think I could. I'm gonna take this little kind of pencily brush. The dolls needed a home. Yes, Dawn. Should they live under a tarp? Exactly. Thanks for coming to my rescue, Dawn. There we go. Oh, I like that. It looks very silvery. It is a pink shade, but it's a very like silvery infused pink. I'm gonna take that out a little bit because we are going to start. Ooh, I bet a tent would have been cheaper. In my next life, I want to be one of Janessa's dolls so I can live in a castle. Yes, you'd have to be one of the Golden Girl dolls. Not all the dolls live in a castle. Some of the dolls live in a tote, and it's much less glamorous. But yeah. And another thing, like in a similar vein, can I tell you that like there is something, and Cristela Alonso in one of her specials, I think it was Middle Classy, because she has three specials. She calls them Lower Classy, Middle Classy, and Upper Classy. And she's really funny. I like Cristela Alonso. Her three specials are all on Netflix. You should watch them if you haven't. But she talks about like how if there were toys that you like didn't have or couldn't have when you were a kid, like buying them now as an adult and like taking them out of the packaging and like playing with them in a way, like there's something that's very therapeutic about that. And I believe it because one video that I'm going to be working on Let me see. I think the most I ever spent on a dollar figure was $95 before tax and shipping and all that. Yes, absolutely. Like that's the thing is because and that's why if you haven't seen my unboxing the Palace of Gems video, because that's the castle that we're talking about is the Palace of Gems from Golden Girl. I talked about in there that like that's not money, the kind of money that I spend on something like that. Like that's not something that I do often. Um, that was something where I was like, I am so in love with this toy line, and I really I want this to be part of my collection. I want it's like such a statement piece, and that's not because like that was more than I've spent ever on a phone. That's more than I've spent ever probably well not ever on a computer because I have a, there was a time where I bought a more expensive computer, but that's a whole other story. So like I don't my car is like the only thing that I've bought for myself that is more than that Palace of Gems. But I was just like, it's one of those rare holy grail kind of things that popped up. The opportunity was there, and I was like, I need to go for it. I need to go for it. But like that's because I don't mind. I'm the kind of shopper where like I will drop money on things. Like I spend a lot on makeup. We know that. You've seen my unboxings. But like I'll spend if I spend $200, I'm not getting like one thing. I'm getting a bunch of stuff, right? Like so like individual items, the individual price point matters to me. And so oh yes, you should watch The Palace of Gems. It's very good. Cuz I also was like then I can and I always can justify it with then I can make content. And but not just making content. I was like, that castle is so hard to find. And when it does come up, it's so expensive. And like this one, it was $1,800, but it was like in the package and it was sold by the wife of David Galoob. Like he literally, that came off the production line. He put it into his personal collection and it was there until 40 some years later when this loud drag queen came along and bought it from them. So like it's only had one owner. It had never been out of the box. Everything was still in the plastic. It came with a personalized letter from David Galoob. So like and then I was like because it's so hard to find, I was like I can make a video not just that it's a bonus that I can make content on my channel, but also that like how many people are never going to see that castle in the wild? Like it's so rare and it's so rare to find in good condition because the plastic is cheap as hell. And so I was like as like a collector, I was like I almost feel like I'm doing like a service to other collectors to be like here's this thing that is like impossible to find. And so I want to share. What do we think about this eye look? What do we think about this? Oh, I see the other dolls live in. Yeah, the other dolls live in steerage. Exactly. You have not. People laughing. I mean, that means I spend less on books and takeout or whatever that month, though. Yeah. Wait, I was just teasing. You can have your whole. Yeah. But I don't spend a lot. I did spend a lot on Natasa, but Natasa was much less. I wouldn't say aloud in the video because I knew Mama Champagne would have palpitations. But even Natasa, who was a bit of an investment, that I found a really good deal because I've seen her up to $1,800 still in the package. And I found her in the package, and the package was not super yellowed. It was in really good condition. And so I jumped at it. But yeah, we didn't put that in the Shira video, how much I spent on it. Yeah, about David Galoob. Yeah, that's it was wild. That was such a and there's a whole story that's in the video too about because for a while I thought maybe I had gotten scammed because she didn't she's an older lady. Marcy is her name. I'm sure she's lovely, whatever. But she is not always great with technology because she like sold me like it was just a listing, right? It was one of those like buy it now, like it's a store listing. So it wasn't like I've put it up for 7 days. Like it had been up for a long time because I had to wait for my bonus to come in at work. And I watched it for like a month and a half every day. I was logging in and like looking at that listing to make sure it was still there and all that kind of stuff. And so it was just like this listing. Well, she didn't know how to put her account on vacation. And so I bought so finally my bonus comes in after I've been watching and watching and stalking this listing for like like a month and a half, 2 months. And then there's no communication and I'm not getting a shipping notice or anything. And like, nothing's happening. And I'm like, what is going on? I don't know if I'm doing a good thing here or if I am messing this up, but we're going to go with it. I'm going to add a little depth along this edge. But yeah, so didn't hear anything. And then like, I didn't hear anything from her until I like put in a thing with eBay. So it's not like a complaint, but it's like they have this whole step process. So it's the first step in, if you think eventually you may have to do a complaint or file a claim, you do this thing first where it's like you're required to like wait a certain amount of time. And so then she got back and she's like, why are you blah, blah, blah? And I was like, well, because you haven't given me any shipping information. She's like, I've been on vacation. And I was like, you can set your account to vacation so it'll tell people. And so like we went back and forth or whatever. And so for a while, I was like, did I just send $1,800 to somebody and got scammed and she's not going to send me this thing? So then that was my worry. Well, then I eventually it got to a point where she kept saying she was going to send it. And then she was like, I sent you the tracking. And I was like, no, you didn't. And what she sent me was some like paper receipt from like the post office that didn't have an amount. It didn't have like where it was going. It didn't have a tracking number. She just sent me a picture of this receipt. And I was like, that's not tracking. I was like, you need to send me tracking. And so eventually then I did. So I waited and I was waiting it out. I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt. And eventually I just got to the point where it was like, it got to the point where I could flip it over to a claim. And they were like, they emailed and they're like, do you want to flip this into a claim? And so I said, yes, I want to flip this into a claim. And so because I had been on eBay, this is embarrassing. I've been on eBay for a long time. I think I had hit 25 years. So like I was a good customer of eBay. And I've been a good customer for a long time. And so they just automatically, someone looked at it and they gave me a refund immediately. They didn't reach out to her to like confirm. They just looked at our communication back and forth. They saw that it was a little bit contentious. I was trying to be polite because I was like, I want this bitch to actually send this out. And I don't want her to like go full Karen and like do something bad or whatever. So I was trying to be polite or whatever, but um, there was no, and so they just saw it and they just gave me a refund. The day that they gave me the refund, I got the refund at like 10 in the morning. At 12:30, the Palace of Gems was delivered. Oh God. So I had my $1,800 back and I had the Palace of Gems. And I was like, and so then of course, because she was like ignoring me until something happened where she got like a notification from eBay or something went wrong that was going to affect her. She got the notification that I had gotten my $1,800 back. And she immediately sent a message that was like, she was coming in hot, where she was like, you're a scammer and a thief, and how dare you? And like, just, and I was like, Marcy, calm the fuck down. Because I felt bad about it too. So I was like, I'm contacting eBay to see if there's a way for me to reverse this. And she's like, you're not contacting anybody. You're a thief and a liar and all this. And I was like, I'm going to need you to calm down because when she was talking like that, it was real tempting. It was so tempting. Let me tell you, I don't know if I even fully believe in karma, but I felt guilty because I was like, I did get the item I was promised. It did arrive. I feel like she should be paid. I don't know how to go about it. So I contacted eBay and then, so I contacted eBay and there's no way for us to reverse it again. Like, you paid her, we reversed it to you. We can't reverse it and recharge. That's not something we can do in our system. So you two have to work it out. And then, and I was like, if she sends me one more of these messages where I'm a thief and a scammer and all this kind of shit, I was like, she's not getting her money. I'm trying to fix this because I do legitimately feel bad, but there's a limit to what I'm willing to accept to try to honor this arrangement that we had. So luckily then she must have also talked to eBay and they told her that this was a legit claim and that she caused this and that she needed to work it out and we needed to do it personally, however we figured out the payment, we could figure it out. So we have, and then she couldn't figure out how to tell me her PayPal because I was like, I'll PayPal it right back to you. I was like, I paid you with PayPal. It reversed it into my PayPal account. I can PayPal it right back to you. She's like, I'm on PayPal. And I was like, I know, Marcy. Like, she's like, send it to my PayPal. And I was like, what is your PayPal? She's like, it's on the listing. I was like, no, it's not on the listing. It was connected to the listing so I could pay for it through the listing when the listing was live. But now I need to know your actual PayPal name. And she was like, my name is Marcy. And I was like, God damn it. But she did get nicer and she apologized. Once she talked to the eBay person who told her, like, no, this is legit and you screwed this up. She was much nicer and she did give me an apology. And eventually we did get Grandma Marcy figured out for how to like give me her PayPal so that I could send it to her. And I did send her, and she was like, just send me, because I think it was like $1,860 and some change or whatever. And she had spent like $128 to ship it. Like, because that was one thing that I did see on the like receipt that she gave. It did say the amount, and it was like $128 to ship. And she's like, she's like, if you just send like $1,800, she's like, you don't have to worry about the fees or any of this stuff. If you could just send me like $1,800. And I was like, yeah, I can do that. So then eventually I did send it back to her. I was very tempted to just send her $1,000 and be like, I sent you something, bitch. Like, what are you gonna do? But because I had the letter from David Gloob, it has his email address on it. And I wanna like, I was like, let's wait for it to die down. Cause I'm like, Marcy seems a little scatterbrained. So I was like, I'm gonna wait for this to die down. And then I'm legitimately, it's been about 2 years now, so I should probably do it soon. Because they're not getting any younger. And so I was like, I think I'm going to try to email David Gloob and just ask him a million questions about Golden Girl to try to do another video. I was like, I'm going to get more content out of this. So that's the only reason that I didn't just like, because I feel like if I stiffed her $800, she'd probably remember my name. Like she would be familiar with who I am. She'd be familiar with my work. I have my eye on a Jack Kirby book that's going for 250, and if I decide to be serious, I have to figure out what to cut. Yeah, that's times is hard. Like the grocery bills are not getting any easier, and it's not looking like they're going to get better anytime soon. I mean, we always say those things come in threes. Crossing my fingers. Not that that would automatically be better, but because some of the people that are in that are next in line are not exactly giving me a lot of hope. These eyes do not look the same, but they're smoky and vampy and devilish, and I think that's good enough. So let me put some mascara on. I just had it here. Where is my mascara? It was just sitting here. It's almost like if I put things away that oh! My God, there's a velociraptor loose in the building. Marcy. I'm Marcy. I don't know all the Venmo and all that. Just write me a check or give me cash. So yeah, like it was tough. It was touch and go because I was real. I'm telling you, if she had come in hot with one more message calling me a liar and a scammer and all of those kinds of things, I would have had a free palace of gems. I'm telling you right now, like I was trying to be a good person, but I have limits. I have limits. That's what's awful, Janet. Are you saying that's awful that I said they come in threes? Let me tell you, I am very much. There are some people who say don't speak ill of the dead. I am very much in camp Anne Lamott. Anne Lamott said, "You own your story. If people wanted you to write warmly about them, they should have behaved better." And I absolutely subscribe to that. And Lindsey Graham, Lady G, allegedly, was a horrible, horrible person. So many like male escorts have, and now some are starting to like come out now that like he's dead. The NDA is much harder to enforce, and so they're starting to talk again about that he enjoyed the company of men allegedly, and the way that he voted against and like worked against LGBTQIA plus rights for years. He deserves every gay joke, every cross-dresser joke, everything that he gets, everything that is being said about him, he deserves. I'm not going to feel bad about it for a second. I feel the same about Mitch McConnell and that tangerine twat. If we get uh, a lucky triple, I'm damn fucking right. I'm going to celebrate the way that Lindsey Graham has treated the queer community. We get to celebrate. I mean, it came too late for Pride, but better late than never, bitch. Like I just cannot. Oh, okay, good. I wasn't sure what you said. That's the thing. Sometimes it's out of context. So I wasn't sure if that's what you meant. And I do get that, like, people, that is, I'm not going to say that it's a legitimate thing to say to somebody of like, you shouldn't speak ill of the dead. I think that if you are one of those people, that's one thing that I think that people need to stop. Like, Gen Z is the worst about this, is they're all upset about like the fact that the establishment Democrats are coming out and they're just saying, like, I worked with Lindsey Graham and he was difficult, but, you know, he had years of service or whatever. I think it's legitimate for people to say, I was raised that when people die, you say nice things about them. You can acknowledge that things were terrible, but you don't celebrate. Like, I think that if somebody is going to feel that way, and if that's their personal perspective for how they wish to speak, I think it's legitimate. I think that is a legitimate thing for someone to have for their own views. It's when people start telling other people, you shouldn't speak ill of the dead. It's like, you shouldn't be telling me what to say at all. So, like, I do. So, if you had been referring to that, I know you've said that you weren't, but if you had been, I do think that is a legitimate kind of viewpoint for people to have for themselves. And that's one of the biggest issues that I have with the Republicans these days, anyway, is that they don't have a very good sense of what is their business and their lives and their experiences and what is other people's. Now I've made the other one too big. I'm just trying to make these match a little bit. What are we doing? What are we doing? We just make it bigger and bigger. Ah, the dead can no longer care about what I said about them. Exactly. He's wherever he's at. None of us really, really know what is coming after we leave this mortal coil. We all have our beliefs. We have our, whatever our particular faiths are. We're not going to find out the real answer until we go there. So Lindsey Graham is not shedding a tear about what I say about him. So it's all of these rituals around the dead are for the people who are still alive. It has nothing to do with the actual dead people. It's all about the living and how they process grief and how they hold memory and all those kinds of things. I'm going to stop messing with this eye look before I make it even worse. I wasn't referring to anything. I won't necessarily be insulting, but there's no way I will be insulting. There's levels to it. If you're at the level of Lindsey Graham, I will be insulting because he was insulting to queer people his entire life while he was allegedly hiring male escorts to fuck him in the ass and cross-dressing and wearing red lingerie allegedly. And so I am going to be awful to him because he then would turn around and align and like actively campaign against queer folks and drag queens and trans people. And so like I don't think you get to do that and get a free pass. Even if you're dead, I don't think that's um yeah, I'm not going to grieve someone who wanted me to suffer and die. Exactly. There was this pastor who died, and I was not upset because he made a statement that, as far as being a mother, if you're unwed, that it doesn't really count. See, there's a special place in hell for some people, especially like if you choose to become involved in like the clergy or in religious whatever, anything that's supposed to be like a helping profession, and you don't actually want to help people. I think that there is a special place in hell for those people. If there is a hell, I don't even really believe in hell, but sometimes people like that make me wish that there was a hell. Makes me wish that I believed in a hell because I don't, but for some people I wish I did. And then Lindsey McConnell, just put them together. That's their couple name. They're couples in hell, but they are two that make me wish that I believed in a hell. Let me see. What should we do for? I'm looking around for my little eyeliner palette, but maybe we'll do something different because I clearly put something on top of it or moved it or did something. Someday this office declutter and reorganization will be done. Allegedly. Let's see. Where did you go? Where would I have put you? Like, there's not that much stuff. So I'm like, did I knock it over? Did I knock it off the table? Where are you? Like, it's not like I take my eyeliner palette anywhere else in this office. Like, I'm always sitting right here. So, like, it should be grabbable. Oh, did I put it under this wig? Oh, I set it over here. Okay. Girl, get your life together. Hello, first, last. How are you doing? Lindsay McConnell. Yeah, I love a good couple name. Love that I typo queen 5,000 right here. Thank you, Janet. That is awful. Yeah, what a terrible stance to take. Absolutely. Love that. Yes, thank you. I am liking this. I think once we get some eyebrows on, I will love it even more. Do I have a little angly brush? Let's see. We're gonna start with probably just like a black liner, I think. Eye first, last. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry to get if we're getting too political. Like it's just a topic of the day, right? And so I don't like to focus on those people either. Give them more airtime than they deserve, but it is top of mind for a lot of people right now. Oh, I don't like that. The black that I have in here is a dual pan with a teal, and I tried to do it just in like the black section, but I think I need to put a makeup wipe in here and try to clean this a little bit because the last time I used this, I did kind of mix them together a little bit, and so I need to get it so that I'm just getting the black because I don't think a teal green eyebrow is what we're looking for. I mean, we're gonna put shadow on top of it, but still, like, get it together, girl. I was tempted if I had better black pen liners. I was tempted to do. Do you remember when Dion and I did our style switch? Well, thank you, first last. We love to have you here. When we did our style switch, I painted on a brow with an eyeliner pencil or with an eyeliner pen. I was tempted to do that again, but I don't have a black. Do I? Should I try? Okay, let me see. Because all of my like black pen liners, I mean, if I start and it wimps out on me, I can always go over it with the like pen liner. So let me just see if I can. Oh yeah, look how that touched. Because I'm so powdered down. Oh, this is like hardened even since last time I used it, so it's not even giving me anything. Ah, okay. Well, that one's done. I need to buy. I so rarely use. I so rarely use black eyeliners that this one seems. This is a fun rhinestoney one. I got this as a free gift in a Lit Cosmetics order when I ordered lip glitter. Let's see if I can. Oh God. Okay. Oh God, it's already dying. You know what I can do with the wet liner? I keep forgetting I have these little tiny detail brushes. I'm not saying that this is going to work out any better, but I could potentially paint little eyebrow hairs. A nice soft plate. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, it was getting a little heated for a while because we were talking about some current events, but want this to be kind of a place for people to just come and relax. As long as they're not mean trolls, they don't get to relax. They get read to filth. So, yeah, we like kind, lovely people here. It does look a little bit like a hair brow, right? Oh, God. But see, that's the trouble with wet liners. It's hard to get it consistent. Do we like this? I can't stop spinning on the recent news. I'm late to the fight. Yeah, we were just talking about the basically, to sum it up, I was saying that the people who say you shouldn't speak ill of the dead are usually people who were not targeted and harassed and abused by the dead. So I do not subscribe to that belief. Is this brow working? Is this brow? Should we just do the block brow? I'm not sure I'm loving this attempt at like a drawn on hair brow. Is this, are we living for this? I don't. Yeah, Lady G. We were talking about her and how awful she was. So this was hard enough to do, and this was on the side with my dominant hand, a little bit thicker on the side, but we think it's worth sticking with this. Let's try. Let's go a little bit. Oh God. Okay. Is it still keeping the? I don't think I love this enough to keep it. I think I'm gonna have to block it out. I like it, but I even like as much of a struggle as this was, I know that going to the other side where it's my non-dominant side. So I think I am going to go over this. Oh yeah, this is much more devilish anyway. To have like a thick, blocky, like 2016 Instagram baddie brow. Nice. Oh, maybe we'll use that little brush to make the tail a little bit crispier. Oh yeah, I'm not good with little detail brushes. There we go. That's cute. I like that. Those who dare remember. Does anyone remember the scene in The Conjuring where there's just a flash of red face next to them at the table? I think you're talking about, I think I know what you're talking about. And I don't think it was The Conjuring. If it's what it was, it like a fully red face, or was it the one that's like red and black and it just like appears from the side of the guy's face? It's the one with Patrick Wilson. Is it not Insidious? Is it Sinister? I think Sinister is the one with Patrick Wilson. If that's the one you're talking about, that's the one that because that they're like sitting at the table and she's looking at him, and all of a sudden this face just like out the side. Um, what's so great about that is that that scared the shit out of me because it happens so fast and it's so unexpected. But if you look at a still image of that scene, that demon looks like you ordered Darth Maul on Timu. It's so cheesy and bad, but like it's so effective in the movie. Like when it just comes out of nowhere, it's so good. Because I remember that freaked me out, and like that stayed in my brain, that lived in my brain rent free for a long time. And then I saw a still image of it, and I was like, Who left that Darth Maul Burger King Happy Meal toy in the window and it melted? Like, who did that? Take care of your toys. Like, what are you doing? It's so cheesy. You should look up a still image because it's crazy. Okay, now we have to try to make them match. So I have to stop talking. I have to stop talking. Okay. Got a little weird. Got a little. This is not usually the brush. It's not like an angled brush. We're gonna fix it. We have time. It almost could look like I have one of those like brows with the cutouts. See, one is still obviously thicker than the other. Don't breathe. Exactly. Oh my god. Okay. So I think I have to go underneath. I'm gonna have to put like a highlight because it's getting a little too close to the eye shape. I mean, my brows never really match. This one has a little bit more of that like rounded spermy shape. How do I fix that? No, that just makes that more. Oh my god, what are we doing? What are we doing? Okay, stop. What if we do? This is crazy. I should I do a unibrow? What if I painted like little hairs to make like a unibrow? Because it's supposed to be kind of devilish. No, this is so glamorous and cute. We're not going to create a unibrow. That's a little bit too much. That's one time I stopped myself before I went crazy. But these brows are insane. I need to do something. One is too squared and one is too rounded, but the one that's rounded goes farther in. So how do I fix it? What if we take this? Oh, moved my face. Very Frida Kahlo, yes. Okay, we're on to something. We're on to something. I had a little bit of a almost heart attack. Do it, then take it. Yeah, I should wait until I film and do all that stuff and then just do a little Frida Kahlo moment. I think that this might be enough. Once we add some shadow, I always have to remember that once when we do the blocky brows and then we add shadow, the shadow really does help cover up my indiscretions. What am I thinking? Did you? I know that I'm like all about pushing the creativity and like trying new things, but I almost gave myself a unibrow. A unibrow. What is happening? What is happening? A unibrow can be glam. There are some people that can be glamorous with a unibrow. I don't hold any illusions that I would be one of them. I don't think that I would be a glamorous unibrow. I think that I would look bootleg, boot nasty, boot nasty. Let's do a little bit of Inferno. No, Forbidden, the darker shimmer first. Oh, they're still a little bit wet. Let me put on a little bit more mascara and then put on a little bit of eyelashes. Put on a little bit of eyelashes. Yeah, Frida Kahlo she rocked that unibrow. She can do it. I do not feel that I can do it. And especially not, even if I was going to try it, I don't think trying it when I'm painted tomato red is the move. But I'll try to remember to do that. Sometimes by the time I get done with all the TikToks and everything, I'm a little bit tired, but I will try to remember to make sure that I um, paint on a unibrow before I do it, before I wash it off. Let's see. I've got some loose lashes that are just sitting here. These don't have a ton of glitter. So maybe we'll go with these. And I think I'm also going, like I said, we're running a little bit long. We're at an hour and 40 minutes. We may try to do some gems, but gems can take a little bit of time. So I don't know, but I may add a few because I've got some fun gems that I got from Dion. And I think that this look could be kind of fun if we added a few little fun and frisky. These have been used a few times, and I just ripped a clump off trying to get the glue off. For some reason, this glue is not wanting to remove. Let me trim these a little bit. Let me see if I can do. Let's do maybe like a half lash. So which side is which? So this is the. Oh, did it come off the? No, it came off the inner part. So let's cut off like half of these lashes because everybody's always talking about half lashes, and I'm not. I'm not a regular makeup girly. And they say Trump is the orange man. Hello, Landon. This is actually red, but it's coming across very, very orange on camera. And we do say that he's the orange man because I don't. When he tries to pretend like he's friends with gays, and it's like, girl, if you had any gay people in your life, they would have figured out your bronzer and that awful comb over ages ago. Like, if you had real gay friends, they're not letting you go out like that. You don't have real gay friends. You have friends like Caitlyn Jenner. Please. Who's now even like mad at him, and it's like, what does Francesca Lee say? Like, I never thought the leopards would eat my face. Like, I do like, let's see, she was gorgeous and a genius and did not deserve the way Diego treated her. Like, yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, I don't, and I think that Caitlyn Jenner has given us a fantastic gift because I think that Caitlyn Jenner has reminded us that just because you are part of a marginalized group doesn't mean that you are a good person. Hola, the live is over, right? No, Rainbow Rose, we're going to be here for a little while. We've still got to put on lashes and we've got to do some cheek and we got to do some lips. So, yeah, this one's going to be a long one. We're going to at least hit the 2 hour mark. But yeah, so Caitlyn Jenner, she reminded us that, like, just because you're part of a minority group, part of an oppressed group, doesn't mean that you're a good person. And that's a good lesson for us to know, I think. Let me, before I trim the other one, let me just see if this even looks worth a damn to do a half lash because my real lashes are so crazy small. And even putting stuff on here. Hello, Rosie. Yes. Hello, hello. But yeah, so like she's a reminder that being part of an oppressed group, you're not necessarily a good person, but it's a good reminder that just because she's not a good person doesn't mean that that's an excuse to misgender her, to dead name her, to make transphobic comments about her. Like, just because somebody from a minority group is an awful person doesn't mean that you can then use the ism about them, about whatever their group is, to mock them and to make fun of them. It's just not okay. And so I think that Caitlyn Jenner is a good reminder for us of that. Now she's confused why her past. Yeah, exactly. Like, she's like, what? How could this happen? Because she didn't think it would happen to her because she's a rich white Republican. And so she thought, oh no, this isn't going to affect me. This is going to affect those dirty pores, the brown people. That's not going to affect me. And it's like, oh no, no, no. That's the thing. The leopards will eat your face. It's so weird when I only have half. I'm like, where's the rest of the lash? Is it attached? I can't even tell. I feel like there's always at least one point every time I'm doing a face where I feel like the Riddler in Batman Returns, where I'm like, is it too much? I can never tell. This fucking light. I buy these cheap lights off Amazon and this one just wants to flicker and go out. And I've tried to turn it down. And so I have a second light over here so I can turn this one way, way down. But now it seems to like be flickering again. And And the last time that it flickered and went all the way out, then I went over to the plug and the plug was hot. And so I was like, well, now I have to unplug it. So now every time I leave, I unplug it. It's so wild. Okay, I kind of don't mind that weird little one, like half flash. It kind of, I'm gonna have to see how it looks in pictures because it kind of blends into the shadow when I'm looking at it in the mirror. But I don't hate that. So let's go ahead and trim down this because I feel like sometimes the lashes block so much of the look. A little goes a long way. What else goes a long way? A lot. Exactly. I am team more is more. So, and of course, then to see how it looked, I glued it on. And now I'm trying to trim the other one to match. But I don't have the other one to compare it to. Okay. I mean, let go and let God. We're gonna try this out. We're on a journey. And if we've ever had to like go on a long journey, sometimes we know that like sometimes things don't work out the way we want. And sometimes the journey is terrible. But it's all about the journey, not the destination. Because sometimes the destination is horrible. Sometimes so is the journey. This is not inspiring. This is not uplifting at all. But it's real. It's real life. And you can trust me because I've spent many, many moons. I had many, many trips where I had to go spend a lot of time in Phoenix. So I can tell you that sometimes the travel, the journey, and the destination are both awful. I think I might have trimmed this one a little bit longer, a little bit shorter than the other, but okay. Again, I'm not hating this look. It's very different. I do think I want to take this little eyeliner pen. Thank you for the heart face. I think I'm going to take this and try to do just a bit of black eyeliner. I have a black, it's a lip pencil from Blend Bunny, but I might do like a black pencil if I can't get this liner. Actually, let's just go right to the, I never have good luck with the, so I'm going to use, this is technically a lip pencil, but it's black, so it's fine for the eyes, I think. I think. You can't tell me what to do. I will not sign you up as a motivational speaker when I take over my new duty. Yeah, cancel. If anybody calls to have me as a motivational speaker, you know to just send that right to the circular file. There. It doesn't need to be perfect. We're not trying to make a line. Am I cause? No, I'm not. Everybody thinks this is Trump. I mean, maybe she has proclivities like Miss Lady G. But no, we are just doing a red foundation look. So every Wednesday in July, we are doing Wacky Wednesday starting at 7:30 Central Time. And we are doing a colorful foundation look. And this week is red. Hello, Permafrost. Yes. So this is the red look. It does look very, very orange on camera. I will give you that. All the people who are making that comparison, I will agree that it has a redness or it has an orangeness to it. In person, it looks much more red. Yeah, yeah. Trump could only wish he was this fabulous. I am cosplaying as the devil, so yeah, I think that's gonna help with the lash line. These liners, I mean, this is a lip liner and not an eyeliner. It is a little bit soft and creamy, but if I can just, and especially to cover up that little bit of like glitter shimmer that's still on the lash band. There we go. There we go. I like that. All right. So now that we've let that dry, now let's do some shimmer into these brows, and then we can move on to cheeks. It's so weird. These lashes are so big, but now there's only half of them. So it's like I have a curtain that comes to here and a curtain that comes to here, and then I'm like looking between them. It's very strange. So we're going into Forbidden, which is the darker shimmer. I'm not going to go through the whole brow. I do want to keep the black outline. So it'll help it show. So I don't want to go all the way to the edge, but I do want to get most of the area within the brow. There we go. And then we're going to take that lighter shimmer, which is Inferno. I'm going to go right at the front of the brow. Just a little bit of Inferno. Pretty, but we're going to do a little bit of the pink, which is Pop. We're going to do that just so we have a little explosion, kind of like we do in the eye. Yeah, that's so much better. I like that. They're both cute. Both ways were cute, but having just that little bit here gives a little bit of coherence to that inner corner as well. So here we go. These are weirding me out. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Oh, I think we jumped again. So hopefully the if the audio is better, let me know. But yeah, so I'm liking this. We're at an hour 50. So Trumpster fire later. That was funny. Okay. All right. So right. Yeah, these lashes, they seem to be on. They're just, it's such a different. So the audio is back. Good. If we wait long enough, eventually it lets us talk at full volume, which some of you may come to regret, but because I'm a loud bitch. Let me see what this bag of brushes is. Because now we got to get some face. Again, I think we're going to do a dramatic-y kind of lip. So I don't know that we'll do a ton of cheek. But again, these psilocybin from Blend Bunny, these, there is that kind of like orangey blush, and there's like a red one, I think. Oh, is that the red one I'm thinking of? It doesn't look, maybe because I'm painted tomato red, so this is looking more orange to me now. I was thinking of that one. Let's start with a little bit of that. Yeah, it did turn out. I like this look. I like the way this is coming together. Putting on lashes and eyebrows, like sometimes just really pulls a look together. So I'm going to do a little bit of this and just see. It's not looking like anything except the color of the cheek. It's not really giving any like big color change. I'm not even really noticing a difference. It's not even like a subtle change. I'm not seeing any change. What do I want instead? Let's stick with Blend Money and let's go into this palette. Let's try this pink. Let's see what happens when we do pink blush. It's gonna be a subtle blush look. I kind of like that. And then we'll do a highlighter over it. But we'll just do a little bit, just to give it like a little bit of dimension, because I also didn't do any contour. I'm gonna have to do a little contour on my neck or these photos are gonna look horrific. But since we've got a pink under eye, if we do just a little bit of pink blush next to it, I think that's fun. I think that's okay. I think it's nice to do something nice for Daisy on her last day. So let's go ahead and should we go? I'm going to go into the middle pink and do a little bit of like on the cheek, like on the apples of the cheek. I just need that brightening, but I need a highlight. So let me get a little bit of highlight because we are going to do this shade, this kind of reddish orangey shade from the psilocybin cheek palette. And we're taking a big old brush because we're not doing a lot of blush, but we're going to do some highlighter. And so I think if we can get this to go on top of, it's not giving over the red. I think that this maybe has a little bit of a sheer base. So if you're putting it on like a skin tone, you get more of the color. But when it's a little bit sheer and the part that is colored is a reflect of like red, reddish orange, and you're already reddish orange, I don't know that it's going to do. So this is not a problem because I've used these in looks and they are gorgeous. And like the Noctilucent palette from Glen Bunny is my favorite highlighter palette ever. So I think it's just that these have a little bit of a, I mean, it's definitely there. Oh yeah, okay. Shut your face. Pretty girl, shut your face hole. I just wasn't turning enough and seeing enough of it. So there's definitely a reflect, but there's not enough, like there's not a lot of base pigment. So it's just, you got to wait until you get that flash. It's looking almost purple to me in person. I don't know if it's looking more kind of pinkish. It's not giving me like red orange. It's a very interesting, it's coming off very interesting. Very pink. I would not have expected that. All right, now we have to figure out the lip. What is the lip going to be? Because like I said, I was thinking about just doing like a statement black lip. I was thinking about doing black with maybe a little bit of shimmer on it. Or I was thinking about trying to do like the red skin. I don't want to say red skin because red skins and the whole like Native American indigenous issue. Like I don't mean that. I mean like if you had real like red skin like this, trying to do like a concealer lip for that color of skin. I think we need dark. I think we need dark. I think we need a moment. We need a statement. Oh, I already took one out. I was thinking in that direction anyway. And I don't know if anybody, let me see when it turned over, if it turned it to, okay, it's still on all messages. Maybe nobody has strong thoughts about the lip, but I think I'm going to go into this unicorn snot. I pulled this out because I was like, I bet I'm going to want to use this because it's a black liquid lipstick and has this like opalescent-y glitter. Oh, although I always forget. Oh yeah, Dawn said gold. I don't know that I'm feeling gold with this. I think we want to keep it very monochromatic, like black and red. I think if I had done like a look that had, are you driving home like this? No, I always wash it off here in the office. All my removers and everything are here at the office. And then I go home and do the like mask and all that kind of stuff. And maybe I may pop on for a second, like quick live to paint on the unibrow, like to paint some unibrow hairs in. So maybe we'll pop back on live and then maybe we'll wash it off to see how badly it stains. But I'm doing my lips. I have to stop talking. I can't get myself to shut up ever. Do teeny lip. What do you mean teeny lip? Like a little tiny lip? Oh, what's happening in that corner? I'm gonna do the lip where I go straight across the Cupid's bow. I love how grungy, dark, and me too. Although I never love the corners of my lips. I always mess up the corners. It was looking like a teeny lip before you continued. I don't know what teeny lip means. Like, do you mean like teeny tiny, like a teeny lip? Or like a teenager, like a teeny bopper? And I'm never sure because I overdraw. So like Trixie draws all the way out. Like she draws it out on the side. I try to keep it close to the corners so that as I'm talking and moving my lips, it still looks kind of like it could be a plausible lip. I never know how I feel about this. Where you take out the cupid's bow like that. I know a lot of people do it, and I feel like on some people it looks really beautiful. I'm never sure how I feel about it on me. Don't they do? Yes, a style swap would be lovely. Like Betty Boop. Spice up the corners. Like oh, like Kabuki. Okay. I'm feeling another style swap joint. Yeah. Don't they do the team rainbow? Yes, like Betty. This is crooked. This is crooked as hell. Okay. There. That's as good as it's gonna get. Because I love a Cupid's bow, and so like erasing it like this. But I do think it generally got pretty even. Try to get rid of as much of the butthole lip as I can. I don't hate it. It's and I think with a like if I'm gonna do a lip shape like this, I don't know that I would ever do this with like a nude lip. But I think doing like this kind of like a statement lip, I think it works. Let's see, looks cute and pouty. Has everyone dumped their bag lettuce? I didn't have any in, so luckily I was safe for that. But I had some fresh lettuce because I went to the farmer's market, and I don't know what it is because I made a big like buffalo chicken salad, and I the stuff that I did eat, I I washed it and washed it and washed it, and then I just had soggy lettuce because I couldn't get it to not taste like it had dirt on it. Like it just had like that sandy, gritty, like dirty texture, and I washed the shit out of that lettuce. I had two kinds of lettuce, and I just couldn't get it to not feel like it had um, dirt all over it. And so I finally just threw the rest. I didn't throw it away. I took it. I have bunnies that like frequent my yard. They live kind of underneath the garage of the lot, like next to mine. They kind of go around the neighborhood. And so I just threw it out along the this fence line where I know the bunnies kind of hang out in my yard. So it's cute and pouty. I saw that to not have any right now. First last, we won't be eating lettuce for a while. Exactly. That looks nice. Yeah, I think it looks cute. I think she's cute. But bag lettuce and spinach seems to have their issue every. Yeah, it seems to happen. And now that like the tangerine twat has taken away all of the like oversight and all of that, so we're gonna see it more. So spray it with vinegar. Oh, spray the lettuce to get the dirt off, or for the like the dirty nasty that's happening with all the. I forget what they call it because it's not salmonella this time. It's a different one that makes you. I mean, we're all gonna die of dysentery on the Oregon Trail under RFK. So, what are you gonna do? Do we keep it just black like this, or do we add the glitter top coat? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Add this? Add this? Any yeses? Any nos? What do we think? I'm gonna go put on the dress. You guys talk about it. Give me some yeses or nos if you think I should add the iridescent glitter top coat to the liquid lipstick. But I'm gonna go And I'm going to grab the dress. It's going to be the same dress I've been wearing for every one of these. I just am in love with this little Betsy Johnson dress, so you're going to see it a lot. That's my lot in life, is you're just going to see this dress that I love. And it's a good neckline for taking pictures. For filming reels. What kind of hair? What kind of hair do I... Ooh, I know what kind of hair I want. I think I saw her over on the shelf. Hold on. It's going to be very similar to the like carroty orange hair that I had last time. It's the same style, but it's in a different color. Or no, actually this little shorter one is an even better. It's a similar color, but it's a richer shade. Okay. I'm coming back. I'm coming back around. Is this content where I'm just like off camera picking out wigs and putting on dresses? Is this content? I never know. Okay. There we are. Yep, we're going to have to do some work on the neck. Let's see what's going on. So what did we say? Okay. We've got Tangerine Twat makes me laugh every time. Yep. Black. So one vote for leaving it black. Bagged lettuce got me one time. It was rough. Leave it black. So that's 2 votes, but they're both from Dion to leave it black. Yes for the top coat. The backwards dress, not the backwards dress. No, I agree with. So 2 votes. 1 vote for top coat. 2 for black. Oh, Janet, that sounds disregard. Disregard. Leave it black. Okay, Dion has voted 3 times. I'm going with leave it black. So we've got lots of leave it black. Yes. So I think what I will do is I will leave it black. I will take some pictures. And I think maybe we'll do both. We can do both. I think that as I am taking pictures and recording, I will do some without. And this is another wig from Acacia Forgot. She was selling some of her lightly used. I always forget to take these dumb barrettes out in the night. Like, This wig has appeared on RuPaul's Drag Race season 17. It looked very different because she is a skinny little thing, but on me it's a little bit Peppa Pig, but I kind of like it. It's a little saucy, a little sassy. Top coat, so we've got a couple, yeah. FOMO and all that. Yeah, so I'm going to take some pictures, and so when I come back for the second live, you'll get to see what the top coat, or if you see any of those TikToks or any of that. I don't think for the neck, I don't think I'm going to bother trying to like remix the 2 shades together again. So I think I will just use the metallic red because it's the one that's a little bit darker. Need a freckle or 2. Ooh, she could be cute with freckles. Oh yeah, this is the watery one. Ugh. Oh no. Okay. I just pumped all that out. It's got to go. I forgot that this one is liquidy and the other one is more. I need to have a creamier. So creamy. There's so many people who are upset about the word moist. I don't have a problem with the word moist. I don't have a problem with the word creamy, but I do think that it's a creepier word than moist. There's something about creamy that just, it sounds like how it feels. And so there's something about it that I find distasteful. But ironically, I find the taste lovely. I love creamy things like soups and a good pasta. I love a creamy dinner. Oh God, I want pizza. I still want pizza. Yeah. That was the nice thing. Like I said, with my ex-husband, I could fairly regularly con him into bringing home a pizza from work. He was working at Domino's that night. Or a pasta. They used to do this like build your own pasta that was so good. Or these like buffalo chicken nuggets. Oh my God, Domino's. I don't know why I don't think of Domino's. Well, I'm a local pizza girly. I like, here in Grand Forks, I like Popolino's pizza. They're my favorite. If people tell you that Deke's pizza in Grand Forks, they've gotten better over the years, but they're like, when I was in college, Deke's was cardboard with ketchup on it. I mean, it was terrible. It's gotten a little bit better, but it still cannot hold a candle to Popolino's pizza. So I'm usually going to go for like a local pizza place because I just find them better. But I forget that I do like Domino's. And I also, if you like a thin crust, the Domino's thin crust is next level. It is like a lavash. It is so good and so thin and crispy. I love it. Domino's is kind of legit. I think I've missed 6,000 comments. Let me see. Maybe a freckle or two. Welcome to the team. I love a black lip. Faux blow. Don, I agree about a freckle or two. I love that Janessa always does one. Yeah, I always like freckles. A live streamer I watch says moist all the time. Yeah, pizza sounds good. Is that going to transfer onto your dress? It hasn't, like these foundations, like I get a little bit on here, but it's actually not bad because I've worn this with the green, with the orange, and with the red, and the neckline is still pretty good because I just keep here in the office. I haven't brought this home to wash it because I haven't like worn it for a show. I just wear it for like taking pictures and stuff. And so the foundations for the most part have been staying put. What has not been staying put is I just pulled out a makeup wipe. Oh, and my tongue is getting weird because I bit the side of my tongue. Do I sound lispy now? I mean, there's a whole lot of like gay jokes that we could get into, but we won't because we're classy here on this channel. I won't know too. I know a slice of my spicy pep from Tasio. Love that. Oops, what am I doing? Pickle pizza. I love a pickle pizza. Domino's gives me heartburn. I'm a Papa John's girl. I'm back, Mama called. Welcome back, Joe. Papa John's girly too. I haven't had Papa John's in years. I used to like them, but I was never one to order them. And then Papa John's got in all that trouble and he was kind of a douche, but now he's not with the company anymore. So I think he tried to sue them and lost. California Kitchen Pizza is good. I had it once when I was down in Arizona, but it didn't leave a super strong impression on me. But yeah, I do remember it kind of being overpriced. Cool that it doesn't transfer to it. Yeah. Yeah, I love the way this is looking. Classy all the way, very classy. So yeah, so here we have, I love that it's kind of a vintage pin-up-y kind of vibe. Like I feel like I would be like the kooky neighbor on like a 50s sitcom. Like on Bewitched. Like they already have like, what's her name? Gladys Kravitz. Is that Bewitched? Like I could be the fun, sexy neighbor who's got like a fun hairdo and I have big poofy dresses. And she's a bad girl in the neighborhood. I do feel like my arm is not stained very badly. So hopefully when we do the like removal reveal later today, we find a little necklace. Just grab one of these. I'm not a pizza eater, but if I do, I have to have a lot of sauce on it and it has to be good sauce, thin crust. I like that. Your eye color's popping. Thank you. Neighbor on the Munsters. Yeah, I could be a neighbor on the Munsters. You only come out at sunset. Yes, it is a little bit vampire. It's a little bit Has Been Hotel. Like there's a little bit of that. I haven't watched Has Been Hotel, but like I've seen little like the drawings of the characters, like the animation style. If their fun, sexy neighbor was Satan. Yep. Yep. Can I get this necklace to stay on? Please? Please? Oh, for fuck's sake. Just go on. What is wrong with you? I don't even have nails on. It shouldn't be this hard to clasp a necklace. There we go. There we go. A little Janessa J. Yeah, I love this. Sincerely, this look is great. I love this. And now, because I've done an orange, I've done yellow, I've done green, I've done blue, and I've done purple. So now I can do like a little like collage picture and have a full like rainbow, like a pride rainbow. And I'm pretty close to doing, I could almost do a progress flag. because I have a pink, I have white. I would just have to do more of like a turquoise blue, and then I could do it. And then we would have to do something else because obviously I'm not going to do black and brown face to do the full progress flag. That's you're not going to catch me doing that. Like, oh, but it was for a look. No, 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 no. We know better. We know better. But yeah, so this is the look. So what do we think? Let me go ahead and zoom you in. What do we think? I there's so much lip product on this corner. I can feel it. But here we are at another Wacky Wednesday. This is red. What do we think? Are we loving this look? I'm loving it. I'm loving this fabulous smoky look. 10 out of 10. Thank you. Thank you, CJ. Yes. Loving this. I'm loving this hair. Um, Pride events happen in August. Yeah, that's so Grand Forks is going to have theirs in September this year, and Fargo Pride is in August. So they try to avoid because we're not too far from Minneapolis. And so, like, Bismarck does their Pride in June, and then Minneapolis does their Pride in June. And so, Grand Forks and Fargo, they're both like, we're out. Now, if they were smart, like Phoenix does it in April because they're like, by the time it gets to June, it's going to be 117 degrees. So they do theirs like in April. They do it like super early. And so I think that we could maybe shoot for earlier, like maybe do like a May Pride. But with North Dakota, it's unpredictable and it may still be snowing. Janet loves it. Thank you. Thank you. I like the round. Yeah, I'm going to play with this lip shape. So I'm playing with eye shapes already. So maybe we'll play with lip shapes from time to time and do some different kind of things. Autocorrect is not our friend. Autocorrect is always thinking when you say love that you mean live. And when you mean live, you mean love. Like it's not our friend. There we go. I love it. All right. Well, I am going to now all I can think about is pizza. So I am going to probably wrap this up so that I can take some pictures and film some quick TikToks. I don't know how long it'll be, but if you just watch your notifications, if you're not already subscribed, subscribe and hit that bell because then when I come on a little bit later tonight and I draw on the unibrow and I'll put on and I'll have the top coat so you can see the transformation and then we will take it off. So we'll do that a little bit later. I never know how long I'm going to film. I'm kind of like over the like colorful faces on TikTok. So I don't know that we'll film a ton of TikToks, but I always say that. And then once I start filming, I think of like too many dumb things to do. So we shall see, but we're going to wrap it up. Let me see if I can remember my outro. Thank you everybody who is here. If you are here in chat, I would love it if you would circle back around and hit that bell. Not what? Can I remember my intro? Clearly not. Typos, don't even worry about it. We know what you're talking about. Pizza mukbang. Yeah, pizza all around. Have a great night, everyone. Everybody say goodbye. So, all right. If you're here in chat, I would love it if you would circle back around, leave a comment down below, help me feed the beast, help me feed that algorithm. While you are down there, don't forget to give me that thumbs up to tell me that you appreciated this. Or if you think that this is an orange look, if you think I'm trying to cosplay as Madame Trump, then go ahead and give me that thumbs down. It is all engagement. The algorithm isn't a picky bitch, and neither am I. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, become part of the family. I try really hard to have at least one video or live per week. I often go live several times a week. And if you're lucky, if you're very lucky, you might even get a bonus video. Ooh, rhetorific. If you'd like to chat, banter, or commiserate between uploads, all of my social media will be linked down in the description box below, including a link to my website. Just pretend it's there, The World of Champagne at janessaj.com. Thank you so much for watching. I love and appreciate all of you. Let me see if I missed anything. AMD is a word I know. Oh, love the look. It's feeding my dark side. Love that. Colorado does Pride like that too. I love that. Have a great night. Everybody's saying, okay, good. Yes, thank you, everybody. I hope you come back for next week. Is going to be metallic gold. We might mix in some other metallic foundation, but we're for sure going to do metallic gold. Sorry, the corner of this lip is just like weirding me out. I'm not sure how I feel about these unicorn snot liquid lipsticks. I don't know that they're my favorite formula. They do still get a little bit dry and crunchy, and especially for like the corners, it's a little bit odd, but enough of that. So I hope you come back next week for metallic gold or the Wednesday after for a pastel ombre. Very excited for that. And yeah, until I see you again, bye. The awkward shutting down of the stream. I also can't film a lot of TikToks because my hands don't match and I always want to put my hands in the video and I don't want to paint them. Okay, bye.